The thing about me, like, this small camp is, like, time I think Bots is too greedy to place.
Three up top, but Stampede. That rotation comes in, it doesn't really do much for them, but fizzle. And then back to your point, yeah, with the Tranquils instead of bots, like bots seems like that kind of item. Like you're having a great lane, you can go for bots. And if you're not, like Tranquils, you know, like you said, definitely the better position to be in. Go straight to that blink. Because sometimes you'll even see Bat Riders who are having such a good lane go bots into something other than blink, like forego the blink till that third item.
Yeah, I think it's less about the how good your lane is this game, and more about like sort of how they lack stuns, right? You're not killing this Morphling or this Reaver unless you have a blink on your Bat Rider. It's just not going to happen. Stacked. And this mid lane's turned into let's let up position 4s at level 6 as quickly as we can. And this Viper's rotated top, but they just so that just teepers away.
Yeah, especially for a Viper who's so slow. And that hero does not have a fun time trying to chase anybody.
Yeah, like, it's such a big time waste from him though as well, right? Like in his eyes, because like, he spends so much time coming up here to try and make this play. Centaur just TPs away. It's like, yeah, well, okay, Centaur's not getting anything in this time, but you know, neither was Viper really.
Fly sitting second on the net worth behind the Gyrocopter. Again, we talked about the Gyro doing really well, but then you look at the difference between the Morphling and the Viper. Morphling going straight E-Blade. Bottle E-Blade. See if Emo can get to that quickly enough. He's got a couple of stacks here to work with, and JT's backed off himself. And so he picked up that Vanguard, and then Kaka, who was able to get a kill there onto Fate, and that's using that Winter's Curse.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He did hit level 6 first before the at mid farm. So Winter's Curse ready and available just before that 10-minute mark.
That is the good thing about not losing your outposts before you lose tier 2.
Something I want to point out, by the way, this Radiant off lane, now that you have the Ancients next lane, like, the Centaur Vanguard's up so good. It allows him to just farm the Ancients if he's having a rough time in the field as well. Just has the ability to tank up if he has, like, points and retaliate.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Net worth definitely starting to mature.
This is so far so good for IG. Both these teams have been struggling, so like this is one of those early matchups that can really help you break out of a slump. Both teams getting eliminated in the group stage from Beyond Epic.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Hasn't been too pretty for either
Bottom
team.
tower has fallen.
I'm really sad because I was hoping crazy I pick up some of the offlaners, but either case here.
Still pretty.
Whisper's going for mech, by the way.
Dire's
He's
top
super
tower
good.
is under attack.
Still seems pretty standard.
Radiant's bottom
offlane, at
tower
least for
is
now.
under attack.
Oh, he actually put 3 points in tether over Overcharge.
Dire's top tower is under
Got a mango
attack.
tree. Back in their triangle.
Stacking the ancients.
Haste.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The whole time,
Dire's structures are fortified.
Fly continuing and continuing and continuing to farm. And it just seems like he hasn't been touched at all.
I mean, not even just him, but Emo as well on this Morphin, who actually went Mask of Madness, by the way. Time to be alive.
Dire's middle tower
Doesn't
is under attack.
even go for the evil at first. He tricked us. Bamboozle.
Nah, I think this is fine. Though, like this Lincoln's build up, he's going for instead. Did he have triple weight before, or did he just go Mask of Madness and buy Eighth Balance?
Triple Wraith Banner start.
I like this Lincoln Sphere is so good this game, right? Like the only thing he has to worry about that stops him from doing whatever he wants is lasso. So, and if you look at the rest of the team, like they have no way of cancelling Lincolns, right? Apart from like if first they can get in melee range and kick him, or if the rocket from Gyro doesn't proc the Lincolns until it hits. So it's a big oof.
I really like that though, because Emo had a set item, was ready to go, and like obviously that shows the discussion. I don't know, it's that little thing like, was it just him who made that decision, or did he? You know, I would love to hear comes on like, should I do this? What do you guys think? Let's weigh it out. Now he's going into the Lincolns, and obviously you're bringing up good big pros for why he should.
I think they have damage though, right? Like that is coming from the rest of the team. Like he doesn't. I think he has to go E-Blade this game. It's not like like they have big damage issues. And he's gonna pick up a room top as well. It's just banner up to farm. JT accidentally blocked small camp. Definitely have more like there's Viper, there's Batrider, there's Earth Spirit, there's Gyro. So if they're clicking their spells early on, do have a decent amount of damage to, even if they're behind a little bit in these early stages, they can still fight. But look at this Roche, this weave has Dessa, and with the swarm as well. Like this Roche just dies. Unfortunately, without the knowledge, they didn't seem to know.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Take the stages away with very close to hitting Lincolns.
We just see whether he actually does go for it. Okay, he has ages. He feels like he can go easily.
Magnetic grip on a 5-5. He'll time lapse. Will waveform forward and an adaptive strike from Emo to get the kill there on a fade in the blink forward. Now Passo is on the disruptor. Damage coming from STC to get the kill on Ollie. So they end up with a trade. The question becomes, do IG want to reinitiate? And I guess without that, you have the Aegis, you can sit back, reset, and go again.
Yeah, no need to talk about fight, right? Doing what you're doing. Farming up, you know, as it goes to the late game, I think they should be fine playing up against like this Batrider Viper, right? Like neither of these heroes scale massively well, and only really the Gyro that does.
Just getting fan brace right there. BKB next for the Viper. Gyro, he's going Ags. BKB, no surprise. Gyro still going the same build we've seen 100 times before. And Bobaca got that mech finished, and we swap over the farm priority to Fade. Is he still gonna try and get himself into the Guardian Groove? Bobaca. He's over the Fade, but the adaptive strike comes in. Good blink forward with the Winter's Curse. No finally get the kill there on the Bobaca. They've got some static swarm on the Reserve Spirit, and no grab himself in the second, so dominating for Emo real quick.
And he's almost got the gold for the Lincoln Sphere here as well.
Invisibility.
Okay. Now you're dealing with an Aegis, Lincolns, have the Mask of Madness. Things look good for Emo. And are also looking really good for 5-5. He's already into the Ogre Axe. Not too far away from getting that BKB. I know I say that with a decent chunk of money still being needed, but it's not terribly much. I think especially with this Aegis stampede over mid, JT he ends up dead. They've got all 5 heroes here from Aster sitting up on that one.
I've just seen both in relocate here. I don't think we have, right?
No, I don't think so.
Feels like such a wasted, you know, potential. Like, again, it comes down to this. So the point of the hero set it up for it.
They find Emo again. The question is, can they kill? There's the relocating. With that damage, they'll take out the Aegis. Now the question is, can they get the Rex? Winter's Curse and a wave from over at Chuan. Lincoln gets popped by the Viper Strike. Kinetic Field is down. 5-5 can do as much damage as he can without the mana on the Chuan. He might be in some trouble. Bobaca comes back over, gets the Tether out. A blink away from XSS as well. The Duck 5-5 now. Time Lapse is back. The homing missile is a great 3-man stun from JT. That was beautiful. Now the static storm. BKB's been popped by SCC. He doesn't have what it takes to survive. They've broken up his centaur, but this is a save from Kaka, or is it? Ollie and JT both die out. The venomous pool on the ground. XSS needs to try and just leave as 5-5. He ends up going down to Fate.
What?
I was looking over at the chase on the XSS and 5-5. How does he die there?
I mean, actually, that was a pretty good fight for Aster overall, I think. You know, you have to remember they got the morph Aegis as well, right? It's not like they just didn't kill him at all. They've managed to get that initial kill with the Spirit Silent. Scope of this game. You don't see this very often where people go for 1 point of rolling border, because it's like technically the hard lockdown, right, with the stun. But he really needs the border smash to help clear waves and things this game, but he also needs the silence against the top as well. He had a nice double stack.
That was... I'm surprised. I think without the 5-5 death, that for IG is way better feeling.
I'm wondering if he takes the... Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if he takes the talent 10 and Earth, or if he keeps leveling up the roll now. He does just start leveling up the roll. It's interesting.
There are a couple of heroes like that who just forego the level 10 talent, and I think that, honestly, sometimes it's really much better.
I didn't think Earth Spirit was one of them, though. That rolling boulder distance feels really nice, but when you don't have boulder leveled up, like, to a really high level, it doesn't feel good, right? Like, kind of playing more around the boulder smash on the geomagnetic grip. So you might as well just keep leveling up the rolling boulder first before you get a talent for it. It reminds me of when people play ALK and they go 0-4 skill build, and people used to blindly take the stun talent at 10 even though they didn't have stun leveled up. So there's so many good ones I've seen before.
God, seeing that get ticked and all of a sudden you're just like, come on, dude, you don't even have the stun.
Come on, man.
Dire's top tower is
Smoke
under
here from
attack.
Aster, looking through the jungle, but they're not going to find anything on this end. Down near end of the jungle, that's about to expire, so that's just not catching vision of the rest of these heroes here on IG. Just JT showing over towards mid, and they smoke as well.
I'm surprised Morphling's not going for Manta with silence on the Earth Spirit, but I think when you this Skadi has such good effect up against the healing, right? Of the Wisp, for example. Even just the gyro, he's trying to push him around.
Dire's structures are fortified.
It's just a good Skadi game in general. Obviously, just gives him high stats as well. He's time on Morphle. He actually mows through
Dire's
his
top tower.
With the BKB now finished on Viper as well as the gyrocopter. It was definitely a fight that was on the edge of being one-sided for Aster a bit of this, but now that I'm talking about that, the BKB's here for Firefly. They've got the lasso out on the disruptor once again, and then you get the cool stacks. Great scripts on the gyrocopter. AT getting lit up pretty hard inside that calm down, and with the magnetize, he ends up bringing away.
Double kill.
Fade ends up dead. Ollie and JT gone. XSS. No fall to Firefly, who time-lapse is back. So without the BKB, but he does have a 3v3. Look how fast he must be moving. He's got a haste, but as he approaches the tier 2, that does expire.
I mean, the problem for Aster here is though that they couldn't finish the tower, and so they have to go tier 2 themselves. Whereas if you look at IG side, they managed to successfully take that tier 2 top right, and now it comes down to the outposts. They actually did take top. I'm surprised they didn't try and take it before us, before they came bottom, but they kind of hung around top a little bit first, deciding what to do. Yeah, I think I actually have to be so much more careful and take that fight, right? Because Ollie knows they're going to be sitting up in that high ground on the disruptor, but you have to assume that they have vision there. Like, you don't have wards set up yourself. But, like, playing around the high ground is really dangerous, going into your own jungle. This Centaur and disruptor just get blown up straight away, right? And unfortunately, Ollie can't be the one who dies. Like, Static Storm's too important for them.
JT, they're going to relocate on him, and now they've got the Geomagnetic Crypt that silence him up, but he's already used the hook stomp, so there's not really much for him to offer in terms of survival, and JT drops again. He had a fantastic start. He's really fallen off since.
Yeah, I'm really surprised he hasn't gone for this game as well. Like, a super good pipe game. Such pipe Crimson. He got Blade in instead.
Killing spree.
Up towards top. He comes back on the relocate, tries to tether away. They've got the glimpse, they'll pull him back, they'll get the kill. Easy as that.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Into Roach again with Gyro loses a lot of its power. They've lost their mech as well on this side.
Dude, think about it though. That lasso. Link in for the lasso. Now the force with them and the glimpse. Static Storm is down at the point. There's hurt. The BKB was popped by the Viper. Before to take out Ollie, he dropped down his kit. They kill off Kaka. So 2 supports already out of this fight for the side of IG, and they need to back away as Firefly snatch the Aegis. As Dire were the ones who got the kill.
They're really starting to struggle to deal with the Gyro now, though, actually. The this SWC guy is actually huge. I haven't clicked on his items in a while.
Middle tower is under attack.
And I've just clicked and he has like what, BKB butterfly ags. Like they
Success. Lasso comes in and the more playing, he's in trouble. Flame break looking back, he's got the G2 Stampede 2, trying to turn this. Whoa! Where are you? They also took the Aegis to go up to JT.
Double kill.
He's the 2.
Radiant's middle tower has
he
fallen.
just mastered madness before he got the attribute shift off. Oh dear.
That's
No bueno.
yeah. That's horrible. Wow.
They are really struggling to get onto the back lines on IG. Like this Wisp and like the Batrider and Aster are really the ones who want to be focusing first. Right? Like, you can't just blindly run at this gyrocopter, who now has a paladin sword, by the way. Nice.
Gosh. There are some tier 3 items for some heroes where you go, that might secure it.
Yeah.
That could be enough. Paladin sword is certainly one of those.
And now Morphling's going to have his BKB queued up, but I think he's actually at this point in his game now, even with the Skada, he's in real trouble. Like, I think he needed some defensive capability. I said about the Lincoln's, about the Manta before. But unfortunately, we've gone all in, and now I think Aster actually have a really big window, even though we had the Aegis, he lost it before, but
Feels like
I think
a
they're really strong.
yeah. This feels like a part of the game where Aster are just going to take over, and it's kind of felt like it's teetered on the edge of that for a little while. Like IG get a couple of kills, but Aster still take out like Fly one time here. Or they get themselves the Morphling a couple times here and there. You know, those are had helped them stay in it, and now, like especially that last fight, feels like Aster are the ones who are very much in the driver's seat of this game.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That'll be some nice minus armor. That in addition to the Desolator. It is difficult to defend. Even though this game is towards even. It's again come down to the fact that they've been able to pick off Olive time and time again.
Really don't understand this Blade Mail Centaur as well. The armor's nice and the damage is nice, I get that, but like, they're not just better items.
Going BKB next too.
No, I don't mind. I think it's fine. Like, there's so much magic damage and just random stuff coming through, right? They don't have great right click, so effectively, like, when IT do get their BKBs online, they are really strong. Diva has MKB now as well, so he actually, like, when he pops BKB and just stands for a fight, he's really gonna hurt. Wolf has Orb of Destruction as well. They just need to be able to get to this point where their BKBs are really strong. I'm really surprised Aster aren't trying to force something harder than they are.
Yes, soon Nemo's gonna have that BKB. You'll have a first one there. Gyro's BKB is down to 8 seconds. Not terrible there. Viper should be 8 as well. Things are gonna look decent. Got those extra couple seconds for IG.
Actually, I say they don't have great right click this fight, but yeah, he's really starting to push forward, isn't he?
Hey, it looks like he's certainly able to hurt. But Gyro goes into Scotty and finishes it. He is so farmed.
Dude, this is what has an AC in the damage talent now, though, as well. It's got no joke.
Like potentially just stalemate till that third. I think third Roche being available probably benefits IG more than anything. Lasso gets broken. Now they've got it onto this Morphling.
Where the
Have Stampede and Imo just walks away. However, he dies. Rolling boulder away. Winter's curse on a fade. Damage is heavy, but the relocate away from it. Okay.
Earthquake didn't take the rolling boulder color. He took the damage. So I was like, oh, that rolling boulder's gonna hit, and then it was short. I actually think they get the morphling kill there if he takes the other time.
Thanks.
A predicament. I want to say misclick just to give him the benefit of the doubt, but maybe just the greed. 50. Is it really 50 damage?
I don't know. I would love to know what his thought process is behind this. Because I'm very unsure. I mean, Earthquake does pretty relatively hard. Like,
Decent chunk. Not the worst attack speed.
unsure. Here's the BKB now on morphing as well. So they have one on the morph, they have one on the Weaver. Send out cost $800 so away from pushing here. They're getting there.
And
Let's try BKB.
and
Tron's
that's
on the cliff, by the way. I don't know what's happened here.
spider.
Oh, yeah, spider leg. Yeah.
What's interesting with the morphling is like he's got that BKB 10 seconds. Like even though they went after him, he didn't use that BKB. He'll have the 10-second BKB going into what looks to me at least like they're gonna wait till Roche for both these teams.
Yeah, for sure. And I really hope they have clicked on this morphling and checked that he has, because if not, it's going to take them by surprise massively. They're going to try and loop around here by the looks of it.
Awesome.
Really in the jungle, who they're looking to play under their vision. It's like, oh no,
Ollie again. Yeah, he was the target, and he's dead. He does have a buyback, which is going to be forced to use away from forward as well. The damage coming in on Fade. They'll get the kill there on the Earth Spirit. Both the JT. No, he's tanked up so much. Flop on onto the back line. Pops the BKB ult over. Going to get the damage out. Now he's got the time lapse, so he gets back to about full health. Hyper confused. BKB's been popped by Schwan. Back into his aid as Emo in trouble. Triple kill for SCCC. First is down, but it's just not enough. And the rest of the team is going to have to try to leave, but Ollie just brought back the damage from Fly and XSS isn't enough. And the full retreat is from IG. Aster coming out ahead, and luckily enough for our IG, it's a long Roche.
you see a morphling play game where he just doesn't have enough raw damage to kill a hero. Like this shark's just standing his ground, and he's winning. Like she feels like massively unkillable here, and at some point he might just decide to put like a satanic here. It's difficult. He might decide to go red, he might decide to go satanic. I'm unsure, but because of the paladin sword, maybe he can just go for the damage, right, with the rapier.
Is there someone he can morph into that'll help him whittle away this gyro? Is it just morphing into the gyro that's really value? Hey, he got back, so a kill there for Fly and JT, 90 seconds. That's potentially coming into this Roche, although the timings are actually exact on Fade and Roche.
So, by the way, I've just I talked about how the Gyro's winning the man fight every time. He has a butterfly, right? And Morphling has no way of getting through the evasion. So this Gyro is so difficult to kill just because of that effective HP that the butterfly gives you. Like, we has MKB, sure, but he can't. I'll be the one who needs the other survivability item first.
Again, both teams playing by Roche. Smoke used by IG. And they will set a bounty on the Wisp. Emo does. They're going to go to the high ground. They'll look for the stun to be quick fingers there from Swan. Viper strike on a J. Might be enough to relocate just in time. A split second away from, and that forces them back as Roche is about to come up. trying to get that courier.
Yeah. For some reason disconnected from the game. Or let me do let's have a
Dominating.
Stun forces out the BKB from SCCC, and that's from the fact that he turned to the gyro. Fly would pop his own BKB. They got that kill into Boba. He'll buy back. And all of a sudden, Aster, they're going to be without their BKB, but I say that the Lincolns gets popped. They've got the last, so they have the damage emo! Oh, dear. He doesn't have back.
Dire's bottom tower is
Oh,
under attack.
God. And he is short that buyback. Oh, no. 70 seconds. I thought this was setting up for IG. All of a sudden, Aster, they catch Emo by himself, and now Roche might be theirs with an Ag's Blessing available. You have to make a play at this. You can't concede this. They have Winter's Curse. They could get it at the edge, but look at Chuan and XSS. Perfect positioning, blink away, so that's going to stop his positioning. But they haven't stopped Roche. And fly Spirit Vessel on him, and they get the kill onto him. Oh, no. IG. And they're going to get Roche. Oh, wait, JT. He got cheese.
No way.
And the Aegis. I don't believe it.
He has the beacon.
Oh, wow. And they wait. Did they kill Ollie's courier who had the Ag's Blessing on it? IG are swindlers.
And they have no Centaur or Disruptor now. Like, it's a great play they made around the Roche, but lose all their buildings for it. It's not worth it though, is it? Like,
SCCC, BKB forced out everybody around the whole pop. There's SCCC. He can't survive. 100 seconds dead. They'll look over Chuan. The damage is very much up. The roll motor comes in. They don't get anything, and there's the Winter's Curse. That sets up on the XSS. Things going downhill for Aster very fast. Because Fade, he'll be the next target. On the back lines, though, Obuka just escapes in the TP attempt away from Fade, but there's the adaptive strike, and 4 dead on Aster's side. What?
I was busy trying to reconnect into the game at the same time. I'm finally in, but what just happened?
They stole everything.
The gyro went.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is fallen.
Top tier 3's gone? Are they gonna go straight forward? They're gonna try and force 5-ax here. That's all they want. And with just a glance over at that 4, they get the Vipers. They want the gyros. I cannot believe that they just pulled that off.
Well, they finally got into a position where the Weaver and the Morphling were just freely allowed to right-click gyro, which just hasn't happened all game, right?
Yeah.
That was so weird.
And the thing is, like, to build this Ags now, I'm pretty sure he picked up the Ags Blessing on his courier.
I'm pretty sure SCCC is going to really wish he built Rapier instead of MKB as well.
A gift from the Tempest of Battle.
Let me see. This courier is about to respawn. I need to see it. There it is. And yeah, Ags Blessing.
Oh,
That's
God.
Nuts. And I think they're putting it on the fly flat.
I think putting it on him. Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh, that was close.
Oh, no.
Wow.
That's a smart play by Ali, because now if Emo does something crazy, they can actually save him.
If he pops Mask of Madness, he's got a bailout of the century. Gosh. I'm still in utter shock right now.
Mine at all. Yeah, and but this is the point of the game that we talked about, where this Viper and this Batrider start to like not be as strong as they were earlier on now, right? And then, I mean, Viper gets a lot better when it gets to that level 25 mark. Silence on the Nether Toxin, because that's a big issue. Like, especially with something like Morphling, who can't really fight into it unless he has BKB. Not as effectively, at least. Yeah.
He'll get a little bit stronger feeling with that Hex. It's great for SCC, who looks like he's setting up to buy a Divine Rapier, but he might just pocket the Leveler and hold on to the Shaco, and if they win a fight, put the Leveler in for buildings. Or even...
Oh, yeah, Shaco.
Yeah.
I guess.
What I've been seeing a lot of is just pocketing 2 neutral items.
What's this I have coming up?
Should be
there's just
Divine for SCC.
Is that a refresh from Kaka?
Radiant's top
What?
tower
Yeah,
is under
he picked up
attack.
Refresher the same time Disruptor picked up that axe.
And there's a Spell Prism on the Weaver as well,
Tower is under attack.
for the cooldown reduction on the ult.
So time lapse is just 12. Yeah,
Dire's
that's
structures
okay.
are fortified.
Did you pick up the Divine?
BKB, like, in the smoke here, by the way, the high ground ward down that.
They've got call down, but here comes Emo, turns to the power cutter, please move up by SCC, but on the back line's a good 3-man Lasers Curse. They'll do the damage on the Bobica. I don't know if it's going to be enough to wait for him coming through from Emo, though. They'll get the Cone Access as well as Bobica. Emo ends up dead. He's gone for 99 seconds. He does have buyback. The Rolling Boulder coming through from Fade as well as the Geomagnetic Crypt. They only get the silence as well as the homing missile onto the Winter Wyvern. They look over it. Ollie, they've got the damage. They have him surrounded, but how long are they willing to stay? It looks as though IG were thinking about re-engaging. I think otherwise, as they lose Ollie and he doesn't have buyback.
This high ground ward the whole time, right, on Aster. Like, they just see everything. But yeah, like, really... Yeah, like, they put this ward on the high ground on the next to their cliff and stuff, right, like next to the tier 2 tower. To try and, like, at least when they're playing around the trees, at least they know they see everything. But Batrider just runs in with Fire Flare and is like, hi guys. Bounce.
Dancing's illegal in this town.
Emo did buyback as well, by the way. So this is like this is a big moment for IG. Like, if the Morphling dies once more, the game's pretty much over at that point, unless somehow manage to scrape their way back into it.
Oh. For a second, went over to the secret shop. Second thoughts there, and then Gyro going Satanic next. Thought he might go into the Divine Rapier with the way he was saving up his H, but I think instead bought the Blessing for Ags, and now
I'm really surprised he's playing out here. Especially knowing the Morphling doesn't have buyback, right? Oh, he's not buying out. Yeah, I thought he was going to go over to the shop and finish it. But
yeah, it's only got a 1,000 surplus. That is certainly a tough ask. But Roche is soon. Just another 53 seconds. Stampede gets coming from behind. They'll get the Yule out as well as Static Storm. Down onto this Pyrocopter, and they've got the Ags onto this Disruption, so it's going to be enough to get the cut of both. Around the horn. As well as Ollie, but it's now Quan trying to do what he can on the Olive, but if you're onto Emo, excuse me, this does not seem like enough. They'll turn Ether Spirit Rolling Boulder away. They've lost 3 heroes. They don't have buyback on any of them, and all they took was this Batrider.
A golden thread.
Now he buys out on the Satanic as well as the Hex.
that fight was just like, they managed to catch the Gyrocopter, right? With the Ags upgrade Static Storm, so he couldn't pop his BKB. But the Morphling and the Weaver, I think both went on the Wisp and the Batrider at the same time, and they didn't pop the Gyrocopter, right? So they keep this Gyrocopter locked down for such a long time, but they don't do any damage to him because they don't have either of the right clickers on top of him.
Ollie back in 8, Winter Wyvern, short buyback. And he's also short the gold. I think luckily enough for them, Roche is almost up. But I don't know. Aster are definitely thinking about either going for more buildings or turning around, as now they put the leveler in the SCC and get rid of these buildings. But Satanic gets popped.
Bottom tower has fallen.
They're going to go on him the second this is off. That's what they thought they wanted to do. You got to be careful with Sean, who does have that nether toxin silences. BKB popped by both. Relocate to step aside. You don't want it in, and now the rest of the team wants to follow this up in some shape or form. I'm not certain how. At least we'll find Bobica, and that's very big. 100 seconds, no buyback. Roche is up in just 60.
Then no buyback is huge. Striker to lose his little friend, unfortunately.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
This is just him back and forth constantly.
Roche is up in 40 seconds as well. Yeah, they're going to find the courier with the kinetic field. Oh, never mind.
Too strong.
Zoom, zoom. Let's go. I see Rachel. No, Jar has to go now. At this point, I think. I'm waiting.
BT gets the stun out of the gyro. Now they're going to wait for silence from the nether toxin, but is it enough to kill the gyro? He's low, BKB! And that just does not do enough. Satanic Ritual, look at the damage! They kill the Viper, they find their attention now on the Fig. They go away, but Great Winter's Curse now locks up too, and it ain't just bought back of the gyro. They lose again. This game is more than over for them, and they will. So 2 minutes on, down goes Fade, make it the last one as XSS is on the run but can't get far enough out. GG is called by Aster. IG take game 1, and I mean, that was a roller coaster back and forth until that last fight. I mean, it could have been anyone's game.
I mean, that third Roche big one, right? She might just sneak into... take all 3, right? happen a lot more, by the way, now that there are only 2 bans in the first phase as well. Where teams are still very sure on what they want to ban for the first phase. I think a lot of openers are going to be very similar. More than last patch.
10 seconds
Because
remaining.
there's just more good heroes that get through, right?
5 seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
Somebody was. Yeah. Okay. There are 7 bans.
Yeah, 2, 3.
All right, because I think in the first game, so people were in the chat and they were like, "The overlay doesn't match. Doesn't show us the 7th ban."
Oh. Oh no. To be fair, that's the kind of thing that you don't prepare for.
Yeah.
I get that.
Graphics
Right.
team, we need 6 bans. And now presenting our new graphics package, here's a 7th ban! Why'd you guys do this to us? We need a revision.
We'll just tell them what the 7th bans are. It's fine.
That's what's gonna be the TikTok.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sure. For sure.
Radiant team
They're taking
pick.
time here. Actually, ban Viper. Wow, okay. I'm surprised about that. I know Viper's a decent hero. Even though, didn't think it would be I'd ever see it as a second phase ban.
10
Now,
seconds
I can understand
remaining.
how sometimes you just ban it last, right? But if they felt like it was a big problem for them, then
Remaining.
what, a guaranteed remnant.
Radiant
You can stack the Winter's Curse and then set up for a Ravage, have that combination.
Yeah, you could. It's okay.
It's not great against the Disruptor, though.
Yeah, they banned DK, by the way, at Aster as well. Which, you know, when you've got the storm, they just need some like cheap stun, and DK is like the
10
best material for that, right?
remaining.
Like, at least they have a way of killing the storm then. Because at the moment, the storm has a free game.
Remaining.
Their support duo doesn't have any stuns between them. Like, they've got Ravage, which is okay, and they've got Curse, I guess, which counts as a stun, but it's not really what you want to be using it for. I worry for IG as well that if they use Curse and Ravage together once as well, their fight's going to be impossible. Like, they hardcore lose the fight if they do that. They need some catch as well on Aster, though. Like, both teams
10
need stuns
seconds
here, I think.
remaining.
IG banned Brewmaster as well, which will help round our fastest lineup okay. Like, it gives them good team fight as well.
Could this... I mean, this could even just be a mid-morphling. Is there anything in the safe lane that you're thinking? Because that's what happened last time, was it ended up being the Weaver last hit, Emo took over the morphling role instead of Fly. There's still 2 lanes of options here for IG.
I want to see Aster pick Sand King. Fun. I love that hero. But they need some, like, initiation, right?
Yeah.
Batrider's
hero, for sure.
Batrider's still in the pool, but it doesn't feel very good up against Wyve and Shadow
Demon, yeah. Is it
Uh,
worth going Clockwork even?
What's it with?
Ooh, Pango. You know what? I like that. And honestly, I'm thinking more Blink Dagger oriented Pangolier, where you're getting Rolling Thunder off, blinking in, and really disrupting the fights.
yeah, I do wonder what he's going to build, because
10
that's on
seconds
Pango now. It's
remaining.
obviously still nice. We used to see people pick it up all the time, but it doesn't give stats anymore. I think without the stats,
Remaining.
the I makes you feel really squishy now if you decide to go for it first. Maybe you go like double brace of Vlads or something. I don't know what the build's going to be from this Pango, but I think look out for his items just to see what they do this patch.
Ember Spirit.
There's the Ember you were talking about. So you've got control with that. It'll be Emo on the Ember, and this time a Fly on the Morphling, which I think is fine because Emo plays a very good Ember. You'll get a little bit of a different style here from Fly on the Morphling. Now without that Viper, E-Blade seems a bit more viable for you. I like it. I always like this. That's one of the things that I really like about this IG team is there's a bunch of heroes in the shared pool of Emo and Fly, and it keeps options open, and it also I think really works as well with what they offer as a team.
I think this game's going to be very slow. I think this. We talked about how they lack cheap stuns, right? I feel like they need to play around Rolling Thunder and Ravage, both teams, to be able to get much done. Unless Emo goes crazy, right? So, yeah. I don't really see there being like many just skirmishes going on. They got on the spells, static storms, Aster, Rolling Thunder and things. On IG, it's like they don't like this support. Why we
Yeah, and I would say, what's the build here for Emo? Because a lot of the times we'll see Embers even skip Searing Chains, but you want to have that early control, don't you?
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see how many points he puts in Slight and Shade, because I feel like he probably still max Flame Guard here.
Дизраптор четверочка, да, Фейд у нас на Дизрапторе, Бубокич на Виспе.
I like go to, but it depends, because if they want to slow the game down, right, and both teams do just want to farm, then he's probably going to put more points in Slight.
Кольцо сделали подешевле.
If he feels like he can get involved early on and try and make things happen, then you know, some more points in games.
Так, ну давайте по поговорим.
Options for this
Тайт Виверна. Или
unkillable once they get
Тайт Виверна.
BKB?
Должны быть. Тайт Виверна против Виспа Гирокоптера опять. Я повторюсь, да, что это хороший, нормальный матчап для Тайда, жить можно. Вот, что касается матчапа Моршеду Демон против что тут? Не, ну тут, по идее, Дизраптор должен играть. Против Дизраптора Пангольера тоже, в принципе, 50 на 50. Матчап в миде, Шторм против Эмбера тоже 50 на 50. То есть, в принципе, драфт абсолютно равный. Я бы сказал, ну, с точки зрения... Ну ладно, с точки зрения лайнинга равный, с точки зрения мид-лейт-гейма, я бы свое предпочтение отдал команде Invictus. Вот на таком драфте. Какой главный недостаток? Главный недостаток...
Alright, this game is playing against Raw. Like, he's going to be a Vessel builder. But you don't really want to be going Vessel first. Some bridge item, which is why I think this Helm of Dom is actually going to be really interesting to see. Interesting, they put the Wisp with the Pango, by the way, instead of the gyrocopter.
We'll see if that provides more value down the line, because that was the best lane that was there for Aster.
The problem is, if the goes bot, he doesn't really do anything to the Morphling, right? Because he can just attribute shift around and stuff. But in these early levels, they need to be able to pressure with the Thunder Strike onto the Tide, because otherwise it just has a free lane. Because Wisp can't really bully a Tide, like it doesn't work.
That's constantly coming out, but Kaka now dealing with just 2 clarities. Not the best feeling to be without mana, and definitely opportunity for Faye to do something with it.
They tried to counter play the because they hit the level 2s first.
Hunter, yeah, JT, he's gonna drop her first blood, and this is a little bit different from the one we saw him have, of course, in the first game. Granted, he was solo in that first game, but he gets whittled down, and I wish the death summary would open up, but unfortunately for me, it didn't. Trying to figure out how he just dropped, or if he just allowed himself to get too low.
He's still level 1, right? So if he only has a point in Anchor Smash, they can just click it down without the crappy shell. He might even get hit if they feel like they can get a kill.
Force use the disruption. Ollie trying to get some stacks out there. Fly out, putting some damage. But yeah, that's just a save right now for Ollie on this Shadow Demon. He's got just a sentry and a mango ready to go.
Yeah, that's the point I was going to make. Like, he has no regen left on the Shadow Demon, right? I assume he's got some coming out on his career here. It looks like he does.
Yeah, Salve Tango's clarity.
Which is moving very slow because of the new update as well. What is it, 10% slower? Like couriers when they carry regen?
I
can't remember this.
Couriers are already getting killed at a massive rate. I feel like we should make couriers faster. Save courier lives.
No, just... I hate people just bringing out regen all the time.
Fair, but at the same time, it's just like, it seems like couriers are dead so often. Their pathing stink.
The pathing does have issues. I'll give you that much. Top lane failed. They took the point in Gush at 2.
Yeah, they're gonna get him low, but not get the kill. They've got the stick, so he's able to survive and pop us out. So he's happy with, you know, the fact that he forces all that out, and that does end up making the Winter Wyvern go towards mid. But look at him. Emo in trouble. Soon changes out. Dwan will get that kill on the Emo, and now it's all of a sudden 2-0 in favor of Aster, even with the rotation of the Winter Wyvern, who doesn't have any mana regen. So he's come over mid, and I don't know if that's going to be great. Do you have the bottle for that? Yes, he did. Oh.
And so now he's like a whole level ahead of the Ember here as well.
Denied. About 2 levels ahead for a split second.
Next to hell with Iron Will coming out of next access by the way here. This Panga's going to be so hard to kill.
Kaka wanted that deny on the range creep, but it's the
Haste!
You'll get the next.
missed it by quite a bit. And he was over there sapping some experience. Haste gets used by the Storm, who I believe is going to be angling towards going on to this Tide Hunter, but instead they'll look to grab Kaka. And I don't think there's any reason why they shouldn't get this kill. And there's the ball landing in to grab it. 3-0 Aster. This is a huge difference from game 1 in the landing phase.
Yeah, they are. I mean, it comes down to this mid lane a lot, though, right? As well. Chuan seems to, with that solo kill that he gets on emo before, the lane's so much better for him now.
Mine!
And, so this Panga is doing a lot better than I thought he would as well. Which probably just, you know, not all due to the fact, but you know, partly due to the fact that he has the Whispering lane with it as well, just to help him out. And look how tanky this Panga is now. He has 10 armor, like so much HP regen as well because of the Helm of Iron Will. Like, how are you supposed to bully him out?
Seems like there's much you can do to really Pangolier. I mean, Firefly's gonna try. I don't know if I really suggest it, but now all of a sudden 4 stacks, 5 stacks on a Boba, he might end up being the target.
Has been slain.
Too careful right now. 5 stacks will pop. Boba gets down to half health, but the swashbuckle forward, disarm, and now more shadow poison coming in. Really, this is like the exact opposite of game 1. And Tide Hunter top getting run down. JP in so much trouble. Scooter Boss comes in, but they've got the glimpse. They'll bring him back. Go north.
It's like, oh, can't get range for it, Brad. He's one more, but oh, he goes the wrong way.
Field. All right, making some space. No, all right, JT. You've earned yourself a singular clap for that one.
I'm not allowed to clap.
Next time I'll give him 2. And look at this arm. Like, Firefly is just not having a good time down here. Hey, CS is fine. I think it's just not a fun lane to be in.
Absolutely. And when the Panga gets level 6, it's going to be even harder as well. He has Hell with Dollar here at 5 gold as well. And you have no idea how excited this is. Theory crafting with my friend for so long last night about how I thought this was a decent item, but I was really struggling to find heroes that it was good on. Do you remember when I said at the start, oh, we get to see how the pros read the because I thought I was going to be wrong? Come on, please. XXS, prove me right.
I think the one takeaway I have from that is the fact that I just went to bed early because I don't really have many people to talk about anything. Ollie ends up dead to Chuan, and it's easy with not relocate, but the move over from Oka. 5.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's the dominator now.
Looking for me?
Get him, Broach. That's a fun one again. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's fair enough. He didn't have chains up anyway. Like, worth a little snipe. And yeah, I love that Storm's going Orchid here as well, instead of the Bloodstone that we used to see from them before. I think Orchid's in a really interesting place now because it's like it costs less gold than it did before, but it also gives slightly less int and mana regen. I think it because you know they changed Sage's mask and stuff as well. But you now have this window where the window where Orchid is really strong is now bigger, right? Before they get purges and stuff online. So I actually think it makes Orchid a better item overall, and I think because of the Bloodstone change, making Storm worse. I actually don't think you can go Bloodstone first anymore. I think that this will be something which we see a lot more of, and especially this game when you're against Shadow Demon Wyvern, like the Orchids just gain so much value. Even like Ember and more as well, actually, to be fair.
Dire's middle tower.
Oh, nice little royal jelly for him and the Wisp as well, I assume.
That's gonna be nice. Centaur with a little stomp on a fly.
Gave it to Gyro.
Okay. Did he take it himself? Yeah, he did. Interesting.
That's right. I think Gyro and Storm are both good users as well. It's fine.
From the Storm, but Ravage you top and hits on the Disruptor as well as the Gyro SCCC. They'll end up dropping, and they get themselves at least one. They'll look for more. Fade under the tier 1. It just won't be enough to survive most likely, or I say that. Oh gosh. XSS with a swashbuckle rips through Ollie, and well, Disruptor. Stack of Shadow Poison wasn't enough, and it does save it. Winter's Curse gets used just to TP out, as XSS does a lot of damage onto these supports.
Have you seen this new Helm of... I think it's new Helm of Dark Effects file around the feet as well. You see it in bot lane. Score underneath it. I actually really like it. I think it looks really good. It's so nice to distinguish the Helm of Dark creeps from the others as well.
It reminds me of... Sylar has it on his Lycan. It's the Trail of the Burning Doom relic on his Lycan. It's not as flamey and bright, but it looks similar.
Top lane set up relocate at the same time the Rolling Thunder.
Rolling Thunder through XSS, they get the relocate in. JT doesn't have Ravage or really anything to survive this, so they'll just chase him to make it 6-1, 2,000 net worth lead there. And we were talking about a slow game, but Aster's pumped up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job. Helm of Dawn, best time ever. Just gets a kill top lane. Easy. And they get the tier 1 bot as well, which is huge. You know, they don't get anything in return on IG at all. Like, they lose their tier 1 and they lose their tide as well at the same time.
So, will it be enough time here for, or will there be enough time here for the Morphling and the Emperor to really make something happen? Not that they're down a terrible amount of net worth, and honestly, where they're sitting between all 4 heroes is okay. I think a lot of the net worth difference right now is the difference between XSS and Tide. Sustain and kind of get flying emo on something, that would be okay, but the Storm kinetic kill, Winter's Curse is a great save. They get the kill there on the Fade. Now the Searing Chains is out onto the Storm. Schwan hit with the Vortex from Morph, who morphed into the Storm Spirit. Great fight there from IG, and that does open up some time for IG to really recover. It's great for them.
And this is what I meant by the cheap stuns there, right? Because they get the glimpse off onto the morph, but he starts morphing strength before he gets into the kinetic field with the static storm. And it's like, well, this is a really difficult kill on the morph now. Like, I actually don't think there's any point of them going for that kill on the morph unless they either get like a Yuki-san disruptor to set up for the static storm, which he's going for, or like they find the Rolling Thunder like initiation or something. Because otherwise, like it's so difficult to get that kill in the first place. Like it's really high risk and really good positioning by Kaka to be there with the Winter's Curse.
Really well placed Winter's Curse here from Kaka. Looking over at JT, he's going into Vlad's. And that's worth grabbing for him. As actually both him and XSS are Vlad's.
Tower is under attack.
Okay. I think, I mean, Vlad's is a really good arm. You have Morphling and Ember especially. Like, they have a lot of right-click damage coming through, right? Not quite sold on it as much for the dice side, but it is a Pangolier, right? Like, Vlad's always felt good with as well. You just get the instant lifesteal from the swashbuckle. So there's no reason why it would be bad here.
continuing to farm, going mules after that. So no Blink Dagger in the near future here for XSS, and that's one of the things that I thought would be very good here for the Pangolier. It's one of the things that I really like too, is just having that ability to go into the Rolling Thunder, blink, disrupt fights, and work from there. But Sean? Wait, did he miss those chains? Yeah.
Hell Creek, go!
Williams still find Ollie and get a quick kill onto the Shadow Demon. Rolling Thunder does get used. Not the worst thing to have him cool down just 70 seconds.
Ecom, all I'm saying is that Helm Creek game vision for the you don't need much more than that, do you? No.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Storm's very close to walking now. The recipe only costs 475 now, so he's only 300 gold away. And it's such a massive item timing for Aster. They need to try and play around this Orchid as much as they can in these early stages. Like, the only hero that doesn't mind it is the Tide, right? And even Ember's going for an Orchid as well. Interesting.
He's going Orchid, which is an item I was thinking about when I was thinking what today I want to pick. I had mentioned
Stupendous!
Maybe getting the Quap, even though it was banned. Like, that was one of the first things that I think against this Storm is like something that will have some mobility. Yourself a silence, like who's going to be an carrier with this game, and well, here it looks like it's going to be Emo, and that sets up in both 12 for them. We saw a little bit of what they were able to do controlling the Storm, with Fly turning into the Storm and getting the Electric Vortex to keep him locked down. So having that silence on top of that could be very good for IG in this next fight.
Yeah, but again, I struggle to see how they're gonna deal with like this Wisp disruptor combo, right?
Let the fun begin!
Got the Orchid onto the Shadow Demon.
XSS blast him in the last week. Picked up Tome of Knowledge, but won't be able to use it for a little while.
So this is the problem I have with Storm now, right? Like, you get this kill, but you've used like all your mana, right? Emo has his own Orchid running, and they just Orchid each other. Oh my god, it's like a Spider-Man meme.
Oh, and the relocate. Great job there by Emo.
I'm really surprised he went for that static Storm still, even after like you saw the sleight of fist get used by the Ember. He did go 4-1-4 by the way on Ember as well. You know what? Awful last game. I'm feeling good about myself now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I'll take it.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
They grab this tier 1 over mid. Again, Kaka going into the Blink Dagger on this Winter Wyvern. I actually love that item on him. It really helps with positioning and Remnant forward. They've got the steering chains as well as the Orchid onto the Gyrocopter. So he's supposed to use the BKB, but they've got the Winter's Curse. So they keep him locked down. They actually try to focus Bobica. He doesn't have relocate, and it's just the BKB TP.
It's a really early BKB from the Gyrocopter. Wow. I haven't clipped on them all game, they're just farming the whole time. It's just been more interesting things like Helm of Dark.
Invisibility!
I think the only change here is he went BKB Ags as they will find Fade and the instead of you know, instead of the Ags BKB, it's BKB Ags, and I think for the Gyro, like, it's gonna slow down his progression. He was much further ahead at this point in the last time.
True, but at the same time, like, look at the magic damage they have in the rest of this time. Like, I actually don't mind it too much, because the thing is, he can't fight into them ever until he has BKB. I think he's worried if he goes Ags first, then it slows his BKB timing down too much. Like, where they're not going to be in a position to be able to take fights at all. So yes, like, his farm progression slows down, but I think he has to get this around.
Middle tower is under attack.
Start to
Radiant structures are
shoot together here mid, looking for the tier 1 Fade right there. Maybe does have Static Storm, so if they want to place that down and stop the Ravage from happening, they can have that opportunity, but they've got the disruption into the Winter's Curse, so they can stack this as long as he gets it off at the right time. They've already killed off the Storm. JT gets saved the damage out on XSS. He was filled heavily, and now GT, he was winding up the Ravage, but never gets it off. SCC on the run with the rest of Aster, bringing forward as well. Another one here from Emo. There's the Searing Chain. We have the back to take out the rest of the tools on the side of Aster. Silence onto the gyro. Violent Remnant back. Sleight of Fist kills him off. Goes for another. Takes out SCC. And Fade will try to fight and get himself one, but a full team wipe for the side of IG.
Yeah, this morphing is big problem. He just finished the E-Blade before that fight, I'm pretty sure. And how much gold did he get from that? He gained 780 gold. Yes, he must have just picked up the E-Blade before that fight. I mean, what kind of reveal is that? Like, that's insane. Amazing curse from Kaka, as we said. I mean, they just completely 100-0 the Storm in the curse duration. And, you know, the Storm's extra little bit of damage coming through and whatnot, the fight goes so wrong. And especially, I don't know if you saw right at the start, they get the static Storm onto the Titan turn. It looks like they can like try and 100-0 him at the start of the fight, but it takes so long to kill him because Ollie gets the disruption off, and the Storm used the Orchid but just afterwards, like just after the save came out. So it's the little things that add up, unfortunately, for Aster, and you have to be very wary of this curse, I think.
Yeah, and that was his dying wish to get that disruption, hoping that they would get a Ravage, but they didn't even need that. So technically, now that they've, you know, used the Winter's Curse, and I think we talked about maybe getting that little bit of a stack where the Winter's Curse comes out as well as the Ravage. They didn't need to do that this time, and can still use Ravage, and now they've got the Winter's Curse again. Winter's Curse is just an 80-second cooldown. It's not really that long, and they've got no mana left here on the Schwan, but right into the relocate. Now, you can't ball anything away. You can't do anything. So the Storm Spirit ends up dead. They look over and get themselves Bullock on top of it, and all of a sudden it's a 1-2 gut punch coming the way of Aster. They do lose the time, which is a bit concerning. Activity. Of course, the Static Storm. Firefly goes in on XSS and has no problems getting the kill there.
Ooh. I mean, these two cores are like... This Morphling and Ember have just hit a timing that the Storm and the Gyro can't find into at the moment, right?
Yeah. I don't know if they needed to buy back on the tide, but at least probably secures them Roche with that buyback. Yeah, that's got the Omnipresent damage, and there's not really a way in for Aster.
You have to remember, it's not just the Aegis for themselves, they're also taking it away from the Storm as well. Like, yeah. It's such a big win if they can take this.
There it is. Aegis in the hands of Emo. We've got a BKB soon here for Fly. Emo, he's been saving for a BKB, but we'll see. Now he's got that Aegis.
This Blink's nuts on him, actually. I'm so happy he went for this, because we talked about how they need to be able to kill the two supports in the back lines and stuff first. Even the Pangolier is a massive kill for them. And this Blink just enables that so much. And like, because this Titan, like, it has to kind of like walk in Ravage, they don't have any initiation from him. The Ember's the only one with jump, really. Right? Like, and you don't want to just commit the Remnant to go in every single time.
Kind of glad this Tango went Blink, though, too. I think they're struggling to get at the back lines of this IG side and disrupt the fight as much as they would want to. So now that you've got this Blink Dagger, you can start the Rolling Thunder, initiate that way, and really do a little bit more. They were initiating prior to this with a Static Storm Kinetic Field to start, and I think now that you can hold that, things might feel a little bit better. But as I say that, he gets found by Emo, and with an Orchid, there's not really much that Fade can do. Can't glimpse you away. He's just dying.
He doesn't have quite the use yet on Disruption, unfortunately, but even that's still... yeah, like, if you look at this lineup for Aster, it's like they have more of a pick-off kind of like style, right? Where they want the Storm to find somebody, they want the Disruptor to find somebody they can relocate in. But whenever there's a 5-on-5 at the moment, I just have more like brute force at the moment, right? Like they just have more of this like early game damage. Now that Gyrocopter has Axe, at least he has like more right click coming through, but I'm just worried that it's not really enough at the moment. Oh, he's got mech now as well, jeez.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Go for the tier 2. Things really trying to open up. No buyback for the gyro, no buyback for the Pango. So if they can win a fight on this side of the river, I think they really just put the ravage abilities of Aster. Static Storm, Silent is out. JT needs to hold this ravage, but also survive the wait for him back. Swashbuckle onto the high ground, called out. BKBs were used in that situation by both the gyro as well as the Morphling. And now you might need a second to just reset.
Yeah, in theory that fight's really good if you like get the curse off and then follow it up with the ravage straight away, but good positioning from Ollie. Sorry, not Ollie, Fade on the disruptor. It was Ollie last game. Just to make sure the Tide can get that static off there in pairing with Execness on the Pangolier. Nice little ancient stack here for the Tide as well. Thank you very much, Mr. I suppose Wisp at Static.
Disruptor.
Ah. Wait, how do you know who stacked it?
It was his portrait on the stacked creeps.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
JT. Still the Vortex, but got the silence on the Storm, so all of a sudden, while Vaughn is dead, Exodus is going to go into the Rolling Thunder, hoping he can make something happen. The Blink Dagger picked up by JT. And they don't have Static Storm. Winter's Curse out on the gyro as well as the Wisp. They have stun on a JT. He can't ravage once again, but holds it for a second, thinking about letting it rip. Maybe just, oh god, Static Storm again! He just never is going to be allowed to ravage. I don't know if it matters in the long run, but still, it kind of sucks when you're not allowed to use the biggest part of your fight. They kill.
It really sucks. It's like he got hit by a homing missile just before. So like the curse came out and he was just stunned by a homing missile at the same time. So he couldn't get the ravage off. Feels really bad. But yeah, I mean, great fight by G still again. Like this Morphling getting further and further ahead. Now going for that Skadi, which is okay. Yeah, I don't mind that too much. I mean, the extra little burst of HP is always nice. And again, like I said before, it's never a bad item on Morphling. It's always going to be okay. Especially when you're up against this gyro as well, where the effect is more slow to range heroes. Yeah. There's only range units by 50%. Yeah, pretty crazy.
So they've got the 6k lead. Gyro sitting on top of the net worth 4 now, only up 100 or so gold. He's going MKB, excuse me, as his BKB is out 6 seconds already. They'll pick up Paladin for it though. Good one.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, I like your point about the beat situation though. That is a big worry. And he's going Bloodthorn by the way on Ember as well. Which is insanely good if you put it on the target of the Winter's Curse.
Dire's bottom tower
They just melt so quickly.
Oh, silence on SS and the damage under this Panther. Can you run? Swashbuckle from Fly blows it back to SS. There's the ravage finally coming in. They'll get the kill on the bow because they'll take out SCDC. No buyback available for the gyro. Now this isn't exactly across the river, but certainly on a close enough point of the map to now take advantage of this.
I'm pretty sure someone tried to TP top there as well, but they actually stopped him with the Winter's Curse. Cack the bot lane as well. Get there to join the fight. I think the problem this Storm had early on is that, like, this Orchid time was really good. Yeah, he gets a couple of pickoffs, but in the fights, if he goes on somebody with Orchid, they have 2 saves, right? They can't Orchid 2 people. So unless you're finding pickoffs, like we said, these big 5-on-5s, I just always have the advantage.
Radiant structures are
like Pango's a good team fight, but I feel like Tide's just better, right?
At least in this game, I think there's definitely been moments where I feel like I would put Pango above the Tide in some aspects.
Like, look at the heroes that Radiant have, and look how important Static Storm is. Like, they have to Static Storm the Tide after every single game, right? But now it just means that the Ember and the Morphling and like these 2 saves can just do whatever they want the whole time. it's so difficult for like Aster to try and choose pick priority. Like pick target selection, whatever the technical term is.
Over by Roche, I mean, so that's up, so they've got at least a little bit of time. But now, BKB, Emo, still moving forward. Not a fight he wants to take 4v1.
Low Camille though. He pops his own BKB, but he gets the Storm 10-second one as well out of it. And he didn't have to do anything.
Had he gotten also at CCC's 6 seconds.
Tower is under attack.
But they're smoking, and they're smoking with Storm BKB for another 45 seconds.
I don't know if there's the Tide Hunters I've built. Look at what he's got queued up.
Stupendous!
Alright.
Never refuse gold given.
Like, why? I have no idea. What how farm you like how quickly you farm with Battle Fury Tide. How sick.
Battle Fury anchors now.
Yeah. I'm down.
With Vlads? Come on. This is an unkillable Titan lane. Just, you know, 30 minutes into the game.
Dota 1 Battle Fury Tide was the funniest. The way Battle Fury worked on some heroes in Dota 1 was like ridiculous. Like they used to have separate attack animations for if they had Battle Fury. And so Tide used to spin on every single attack. It was so
For Taka looking for a target to throw that Winter's Curse on. I don't think he can catch up to SCCC in a comfortable position, so.
Yeah, they had the relocate as well available, so could curse him up there.
Butterfly. Going into the Butterfly Dyer's already got that MKB.
I think he's still fine, right?
They will find Evo that will have the damage and take him out. A 9-time spree going into the hands of SCCC. And no buyback. That's pretty bad with Roach up in, well, the same amount of time that Ember's going to be allowed to stay dead. Unfortunate timing.
Unfortunate.
Wow.
Fortunate for IG.
Yeah. Smoke. They have Ravage. Oh my god! SCCC! CCC later! Jesus! They'll get the kill there on the face, and they're going to continue looking for Taka at least. The pipeline moving in, and here comes JT once again. They kill off the Storm. They ball back on the Disruptor, but God. I mean, without Ember, that fight feels great for them, especially forcing the buyback on SCCC, and there's still no Roche of help for 40 seconds.
Gyro brought it back into the fight, but they didn't have control of this outpost next to their next to the Roche, so he couldn't TP into the fight straight away. And he TP'd to the tier 2 mids. I don't think he realised. But yeah, and now the Ember's back up again. Like obviously they have no Ravage, which is the big thing, right? On the Radiant side, so they do have to be careful here on IG. It's not just like a straight up we win the fight now, but you know with Gyro got to buyback, if they take him out one more time, it does feel very difficult for us. And this morphing is unbelievably fast.
It is tough to feel confident when you could still get cursed as well. Set up for really just the morphling to take over and kill you.
It's a really good Ravage by JP though.
Yeah, his positioning was
control
perfect.
the high ground. Right? If they control the high ground, they have the vision advantage there, so they can just basically take whatever fight they want.
Has been slain.
So they'll end up going into row. Shadis Cheese available. Everybody's up now for IG. No Ravage for 45 seconds, and Aster evacuate the pit.
It's risky though. Yeah, for Aster to just run into the pit. I was going to say, like, all these heroes are up. Like, they're against a curse.
Going forward, they've been going on the GT. Wait for me. Looking over at success. They'll get the kill. They've got a Winter's Curse that locked up Bobica. They'll get the damage. They'll take out the Wisp. Now 2 heroes without buyback. BKB's going to be popping like spot fires over the CCC. But Black White, he worked into the gyro. He'll get the kill. That's 99 seconds without the gyro. Oh, wait. Cold Embrace keeps Ollie alive as your JT tied and your Fly more for chasing after Fade. Just 1 shot away from going down after the homing missile hits. They also take out Schwann. They'll finish off 8. It's a full team wipe in favor of IG, and I expect the GG call to follow suit as a Ravage? GT? They didn't call it yet.
I really hope JT did that on purpose. I really hope he did.
I hope they don't call it. I hope they halfway
Power play I've ever seen, by the way. That's incredible. Oh my god.
Picks up Deso instead of Battlefield.
So he actually managed to buy best, but it made more sense than he had originally picked up.
Aster not calling GG just yet.
I'd be amazed if they somehow defended.
Invictus will surely try. Fly though, the only objective there is the GG. Alright. We're allowed to ravage GT.
Part of me thinks he might have done it by accident because he might have meant to end it smash.
Sure.
But,
sure.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.